Well, Mulegwa Zihindula.
Yes, Mr. Shaka Ssali.
You must be following the conversation with interest, of course. What about your take? Do you agree with Mr. Bahati that Kabila, in fact, may be the problem of the Congo and not really groups such as M23?
Well, it's very unfortunate to hear somebody from Eastern Congo to refer to Kabila as the problem, when the problem really lies somewhere else, when there's a lot of people being killed by a proxy force being sponsored by Rwanda, and today the fellow is saying that the problem is Kabila. That's very, very unfortunate to hear. Let me talk about what he said about the elections. He said the elections were rigged. Now, I'm going to refer him to the report from the Carter Center, and I think the Carter Center is a very credible organization. The Carter Center said if there were any irregularities during the elections, they were not strong enough to have affected the outcome of the election. So, this is, I'm going to refer him back to the Carter Center report, and it's very unfortunate that he's making reference to this as the problem that is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo, when so many people are being killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo by a proxy force, what you are calling today the M23, which are a group of people working basically to serve the interest of Rwanda. And so Kabila is not a problem. Kabila is a solution for the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm going to remind my friend this. For the first time in the history of Congo, it was only under Kabila that we've had what we call today an inclusive political system. We've been in Congo, we've been independent since 1960, the first time to hold elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo, presidential election and legislative elections where the people are given the right to vote is because of Kabila. And I will tell you why, sir. When Kabila came to power, everybody knows the circumstances under which Kabila came to power after his father was assassinated. Kabila had a vision, and it was made of three things. The first one was to reunify the country. The country was at war. The second one was to pacify the country, and the third one was to rebuild the country. Reunification of the country. I think my friend is not the one who is going to contradict. The country was divided when Kabila took power. But within a short time, because he was a visionary and was part of this vision to reunify the country was reunified. I was in Kinshasa and I could not even travel to my hometown of Bukavu. But after Kabila took power, evidently because he wanted the country to be reunified, now people can travel. Even now, people can travel all over the country. The second one was to pacify the country. And it is because of Kabila's intention to pacify the country, that's why he created an inclusive political system, because he understood that one of the problems in Congo was the fact that people could not easily access to power. And the best way to access to power was through elections. And he did that. He also, with his vision of pacification, Kabila did everything he could, including the latest agreement, the March 2009 agreement with the M23, where the M23 was given everything beyond your imagination. I will invite my good friend Jacques Bahati to come to Kinshasa at some point and see how Kinshasa has changed, how modernized Kinshasa has become, and how many of our roads have become very beautiful. He needs to look at Bukavu, what President Kabila has done. I assume he's from Bukavu. The road now from Bukavu, the center city, used to take 4 hours from the center to get to the airport. Kabila has rebuilt it to take about 25 minutes to drive from the center of Bukavu into the airport.
Well, that's a good thing, Mulegwa Zihindula. It's a good thing, of course, to build roads, and frankly, that is what government should be doing. After all, how does a government justify its existence if it doesn't put in place the infrastructure, if it doesn't provide service delivery to its people? Earlier, you said that the M23 is really made up of Rwanda, but what about the fact that Mr. Amani himself is in fact a native of Bukavu? The last time I checked, I thought Bukavu was in the DRC and not Rwanda.
Exactly, exactly. But, you know, as you know, I mean, it's not only me talking about this. I'll refer you back to the report of the UN group of experts that was published in June. And the one that was published in October, in which they show you that the backbone of the M23 military structure is Rwanda. Many of the soldiers that have been killed in the front line are Rwandans with Rwandan IDs. So, you know, I don't know why my friend Jacques Bahati would be trying to contradict me saying that it's Kabila problem, when really what Rwanda is fighting, the M23 actually, and Rwanda are fighting for three things. One is to stop Bosco Ntaganda from being prosecuted by international justice. Two is for Rwanda is looking for a buffer zone. Three is for Rwanda to do what we call in French la somalisation de la partie est de la RDC, which means to try to transform the eastern part of Congo, like Somalia, so they can have control and access to the minerals of the eastern part of the Democratic Republic.
I see. Let me ask you one question. Earlier you alluded to the Carter Center, saying that the fact that the Carter Center gave credibility to the elections, they must have been free, fair, and transparent. What about the fact that the Carter Center itself happens to really have a record that sometimes is questionable? Because the last time I checked, it satisfied the elections in Ethiopia in 2005, and the rest, you know the rest, of course. There was a huge problem about the credibility of that election. And of course, the language that is also used about not enough, perhaps, to, you know, to make an election questionable. Are you saying, frankly, that a man like you, Mulegwa Zihindula, you don't know what a credible election is? Do you really have to go to the Carter Center? What about those also who say that the man who is in charge of the Electoral Commission is a Pastor Murunda, who, you know as well as I do, Mr. Mulegwa Zihindula, is reportedly a relative of President Joseph Kabila?
Well, you know, first of all, I'm not basing this only on the Carter Center report. I hope my friend Jacques Bahati was part of the people that voted in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was running for parliament in the Democratic Republic of Congo and lost. And Mulunda is my best friend, and you know that. You know that as much as I do. You know, if he was helping people rig the elections, he could have helped me win the elections. But we were not trying to get the elections to be won at any cost. Absolutely not. You know, and you can hear these reports from our good friend Jacques Bahati, who is sitting in Washington, D.C. But go talk to the population of the grassroots in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Talk to people in Bukavu. Talk to people in different places in the Congo. You know, the reports you are hearing from a friend who is in Washington, it's always good to be a Monday morning quarterback, you know, or a backseat driver. He should be in Congo and talk to the population in Congo, not get rumors from the DRC and use that as a gospel. It's not a gospel. And I can tell you right now that the elections were not rigged, and nobody rigged the elections, and there is no report, credible reports, from the Democratic Republic of Congo which say the reports were rigged to a point where they were able to tip the elections in favor of Kabila. Absolutely.